Hey guys, Vigoman here and welcome back to another episode from Crasburg. Once again, I'm so glad to have you back, and today we're going to expand even further on our city here. We're starting off by doing a small gatehouse here. I just thought it makes sense since we're already here and it's one of the bigger buildings, and it's good to start off with that, getting some variation and just setting the style and atmosphere for today's episode. So this is going to be the gatehouse. I'm gonna call it the Mud Gate from Game of Thrones just because I love the name and it just fits so perfectly. This gatehouse will lead out to the slums of Crasburg, well, the biggest slum of Crasburg, which is going to be on the beach on the west side of Crasburg. So that is going to be pretty cool. Then we're going to start by doing one of the oldest houses of Crasburg. We have talked about that the oldest houses of Crasburg are on the Hill of Faith, which I just showed you on the right side here. But once the Hill of Faith was filled up, the people need to move around, and this guy settled here hundreds of years ago next to this small pond here, the small lake. There might be some fish there, and it was fresh water, a nice place to wash the clothes. And it just makes sense to settle down here. But the thing is, this guy has gone bankrupt. His shop is not doing well. And as you can see, his house is slowly falling apart. I'm going to use that as a transition into another new part of the town, which is going to be one of the older towns, as again, almost as old as the Hill of Faith. But we're going to make it look older because the Hill of Faith has just kept getting upgraded with new houses, new styles, because it's such a beautiful and important place of Crasburg. So they keep on renovating it. But the place we're going to start moving on is going to be a place that it has not been renovated for a couple of years, I would say, and it's going to look slightly more worn down than the rest of Crasburg, but of course not as bad as the slums, but it's going to be like a transition there, and that is going to be now in the south for us right now, which is the green fields you can see in the middle of the screen here. And then we're also doing this small build here, which is going to be a general store. So it's going to sell all kinds of stuff, from books to buckets to tools and clothes and candles, everything pretty much. And then here is the bad boy, the house that we struggle so much with. This was during a stream. And we did this house, which has this unique shape because it's placed in the middle of a cross section here, and eventually it just looks like a Roman house, which is not the style that we're going for. So we spent a lot of time trying to convert this Roman styled house into a Crasburg style house, and I think that by the end of the stream we actually managed to do that. Not everything is captured in the time-lapse because the server was crashing somehow, so that is pretty bad. But anyway, I think, yeah, you can see it here, slightly just turning towards a more of a Crasburg looking house. And then we have my favorite house of the episode, which is a big Tudor looking house overlooking the pond here. We're going to have some balconies, there's a lot of different floors, and it's going to be a carpenter. So this guy going to do some work in the back and sell them in the front. And it's gonna have like a shop and a kitchen, everything. Yeah, it just turns out great, I think. And here you can see me doing the little balcony in the front here, in like the third floor. And it has one of the best views so far of Crasburg, overlooking the pond and the Hill of Faith. And you can possibly even see the temple from there, which is really awesome. And yeah, there's a lot of details here, like wooden beams and stuff like that. And in the front we're also doing a small green window or green glass bay window to indicate some wealth and just indicate that there's a shop here. But let me just finish this and I will see you in first person for a small tour of this place. Alright guys, we are now standing at the pond here. I just want to show you some of the views that we have now. We have almost built all the way around this pond, which just makes for some nice screenshots, I think. So that's the final building, and then we have the worn down one, then we have the general store in the back, and then we can see a little bit of the pink one right there, but we also have the gatehouse. Before we move on, I want to show you on the map how we have expanded here. Today we are showing or building these 3 houses here, and then these 2, as well as some general landscaping around here. So I think we're going to go over here and check out the gatehouse to begin with, because that's the first thing we built today. As we kind of walk past here and look at the different buildings here, clearly a style difference between these ones. Here we have this one, the gatehouse, which has this tall middle gate, and it's pretty well defended, but it's not as the main gatehouse. It's just a small one, and it's supposed to be so small that you can't really put too many wagons, like only small wagons through here, which then would narrow it down to prevent enemies to go through this gate. Of course, there is doors or gates on either side here, so you will close it off. We have murder holes, and we also have arrow slits and matriculations from the top here. So it is defended, but it wouldn't stand like the building itself has not as much defensive stuff as the main gate. But that is just because it's a small gate, and you wouldn't choose this one if you want to bring your army through. So that is that. I think it looks pretty good. It's also built slightly on an angle, just to give it a little bit of atmosphere, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna go up there and check all of that out. But you can also see the arrow slits here. So the path leads up to here. The Hill of Faith is there, and all of that. So we can go up here. This leads up to the battlements as well. So we can walk along here. We can also go inside the gatehouse, where we have these hatches here. You can open up, and then the murder holes to drop down stones or boiling oil or hot sand. I know is used as well. Straight down on your enemy from here, which is super efficient. So here you can see we have some stone and stuff stored. Yeah, some sitting areas for the guards to sit. They don't have to aim their bow at all times. And then we have some arrow slits right here, and then also arrow slits or matriculations down here to shoot straight down, and here again straight down. So it's pretty well defended, but nothing too super fancy, I guess. Yeah, so that is a little bit of that, and leads out to the battlements on the other side here. And then yeah, we will get an ugly view, I guess, of the slums here. But I think since it's Minecraft, it's going to look pretty good. I love like shanty looking builds, and it just creates a lot of atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to building that, and probably that's going to be what we do in the next episode. Whenever that is out, I do take a little bit of a summer vacation after this one, so we'll see how much I'll be able to do in the upcoming weeks. Then we have this building. I'm going to start or go at this one next, I think. And I just want to show you why this building is in such a bad condition. Is that his store in here has gone bankrupt, or he's not making any sales, so he's shut down. Trying to indicate that with some cobwebs and just stuff being stacked here. Also the floor and ceiling is slightly falling apart as well, so you can see it through. And yeah, so this guy doesn't have too much money right now, and that is why his house is falling apart. Like that. I had some people arguing about this one. This is supposed to look like the rail has been broken in a way. So I hope you guys can see what I'm thinking here. And then we also have this small stable. I think this dude is making a little bit of money from renting out his stable place for people coming to the inn over there, or just people in general that has a horse and needs to store it somewhere. He can rent out his little stable here, and then some washing area here, and a little bit of a area in the back here. So that is that. Let's move inside here. Again, really not that wealthy, these people. So the interior is trying to reflect that. It's kind of dark. The interior is not too much, but it gets the job done. And it's kind of like falling apart in a way. Up here we have the master bedroom over the store, and you can see down here it's super sketchy, but we do have some nice views and stuff. It's not like too bad. Then we have the sitting areas up here with some windows, some nice views, and then up here is probably the worst place to be. because there's a hole in the roof here, a big hole in the roof, and this is where the children are sleeping. So they're sleeping on some hay here, because that is cheaper than having a bed, and it's very common actually in medieval ages. So yeah, so that is that. Not too pleasant place, I guess. So we can go down here again, and we'll go outside, move around here, and then go into this building, which is a general store. We went with some nice window detailing here. I think it turned out great, and it's basically I'm going to show you here because I know you guys like some tips. It's this one in the back, and then a slab or a trapper on the top, and since it's three-dimensional, it kind of sticks out like that, and it just adds a small little trim, which I like. Yeah, that is that. Let's go inside. Here we have this general store. I tried to just get a lot of everything in here. So food, wine, vegetables, candles, planks, tools, scrolls, apothecary stuff, jars, everything, meat even. You can buy pretty much anything from this guy. He has a little kitchen in the back with a nice outside area. It's kind of dark, it's kind of in the shadows here, but he has a small outhouse to do his thing, and maybe eat some lunch here. It's pretty beautiful with the wines and stuff over here, like in a small gazebo in a way. And yeah, just a little kitchen to make some food, which leads down or back to the stuff here, the store. So that's that. Out here we have some more storage, again same backyard leading back to the outhouse. So that is that. Just close the doors, go through here and go up the staircase here. When upstairs we do have the children's bedroom. So there's a couple of beds here and some clothes and stuff hanging here. And then we have a pantry here, just storing some food and general things, I guess, in here. And then seating area, dining area, and stuff like that. All the way upstairs we have the master bedroom, which is pretty big, all the way in the attic here. And then we have just some sitting areas and stuff like that. Looks like these people have like a pet hawk. Pretty cool, pretty badass. Maybe there's some fun lore around that. Maybe you guys can come up with something because of why he has one. I don't know. Always fun creating lore for the builds. So let's close the doors and go over here and check out these other builds and overlooking here. Then we have, I'm not sure if I showed you this in the last one. I added a card here at least from Dractus, like it. And so let's check out, well, let's go all the way up here. All the way up. Here we have a fountain, just to again indicate the wealth of Crasburg. I want to just add some slightly wealthy things like a fountain. I think it just adds a lot to this place. And it doesn't really block the traffic. It kind of blocks the traffic here, but you could still even get some pretty wide cars through here. And here doesn't block anything at all. And here is the build that we struggled a lot with, getting into a Crasburg style, but it turns out not too bad. We have some windows here looking into the store. This dude or gal, whatever, makes pottery, exclusive pottery. So yeah, this is like try to replicate those spinning pottery machines. So yeah, there's some mechanical bits here, and he's using clay to then shape it up. And here he's working on one, and then someone for display here. So just a little store here to create pots that he can sell. And also there's like this separate entrance to the residence area. So this is the kitchen down here, a small dining area. Upstairs we have some bedrooms here. And then we have another bedroom in here. And then we have just a sitting area. Maybe they could eat some diner here, I don't know. And then a small balcony overlooking the street here. Wouldn't complain about this one, right? Oh, I love the views from here. So close that door and we can go up again, even further up. Here we have some storage. And we have the master bedroom, which is kind of big, and I think it works. With some nice beds here, some views over the flower bed, and some sitting areas and things like that. The roof is pretty, or the ceiling is pretty low here because we're straight beneath the top, which I'm going to show you right now. Which is a little bit of a roof garden. It's not something we have done in Crasburg, but I'm trying to make it work because I like the idea of it. And this guy does not have any backyard because of the other two houses here. So maybe he had to build it like this so that he actually could have some food, fresh food for himself. So yeah, a little rooftop garden here with some nice views. I like that. Overlooking the rest of the town here. Really coming along nicely now. So that is that. Let's go down again. I'm going to check out the final building for today, which is the Carpenter. Over here you can see the bay window indicating the shop here. You can go in here, you can pay him your stuff, he will write it down and then he will make his stuff here with a hammer and some planks, creating like tables, chairs, benches, cushions, chests perhaps. And I also want to do a backyard here. I haven't gotten to that because I want to do these other houses here and see how much space I need, but he's gonna definitely have like a little area here, and then has this small path going around the build here back to the main street. So that's that for the carpentry. We can go in here where we have the kitchen area with some dining area or sitting area and making the food and stuff. All of that in here. Upstairs, can I get up? Yeah, thank you. We have some bedrooms here. There's quite a lot of people living here. So we have some beds here and stuff like that. Then we have the living quarters or living area. And then, oh man, in typical Viggoman fashion, I forgot a room. As usual, I always forget a room. Here we have, let me check this one out first. This is the Apprentice House. So this is where he lives, the apprentice of the carpenter, learning the craft, I guess. And yeah, a little bit of an apartment here with some views over here. But here we have like the beauty, the main master bedroom, which is quite big and has some nice views. So in here we do have a small sitting area like that. We have some storage and things, and a big ass bed here. Wouldn't complain about this one. We do have the views over here. We have the views over, yeah, through these windows here. But we also have the balcony, which, yeah, you can see the temple from here. No, we would be leaning out quite a lot. But yeah, you have a nice view over the pond and the Hill of Faith. Not sure if there will be any houses obscuring the view from here. Probably not, to keep some fresh air in here. But at least you have a nice view over the pond. Maybe even dive from here. No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, that is that. And that is... No, that's not all. That is not all. Hello, glitchy door. We also have a small attic up here, like for storage and stuff. So we have all of this in here, a storage area. So this house is pretty big, and I like that. Let's close that one. And let's go down here again. And I do realize that it's a little empty here, and that I forgot this room. So I will do that after the episode and fix that in. And you will probably be able to even check this out when this video go live on my YouTube channel. It will probably already have been done. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.